Wolf King is a 3D animated fantasy series based on the books Werewolf by Curtis Jobling, produced by Lime Pictures and made for Netflix. The story follows a young man named Drew Farron who discovers he's not an ordinary person. He is in fact a werewolf, and not just any werewolf, he is the Wolf King, and now he needs to take back his throne from the evil Lion Lords from their tyrannical rule over the realms. Along the way, Drew discovers more and more of his heritage and what he must do, along with trying to control his wolf self when he gets angry. Alongside, he meets other royals and lords who at first are skeptical of Drew, but learn to be great friends and allies in the end. The main character himself, Drew, is a pretty hard-headed teenager, but is always willing to help others when needed. Throughout the season, he starts to take shape of a future leader everyone else knows he can be. The one thing I will say about him is that he's not a very patient at all person. When he's told to wait, he just can't sit down and wait. He must keep going. I understand to an extent that there's lives at stake most times, but he also needs to trust others around him and they can handle things. And other things in the end will come together. I don't want to say too much about the story because I want people to watch the series themselves, but it is very intriguing. I like a good fantasy, so this scratches that itch. I'm not familiar with the source material, but from what I've looked up, it's a very favorable series among its community. And I will say, I like the series overall as well. I'd say it's good, but it has the potential to be great. Being only 8 episodes, about 25 minutes long, they don't have a lot of time to flesh out everything. Which makes sense. You would flesh out a lot of the things over the course of the series, but to do that, it needs to be more than one season, and I hope they get the chance to do so. Because as it is, it feels rushed to a certain extent for its characters and its world. We don't get enough time because the plot must kick into high gear. If it was able to slow down in certain parts of the season, it could have felt a lot better paced. One other thing I want to talk about is the kind of lack of consequences. Some of the characters are very much actively siding with the Wolf King instead of the Lions who are in charge. So essentially they betrayed the Lions very openly, while the repercussions, it doesn't feel like as much as it should have been. And most of the characters get off pretty easily. I just found that to be kind of odd, and I felt they could have all been handled a little bit better, with essentially the Resistance making their waves. The animation for this series is a bit tricky. I very much like the character design, both the human and the werelords. They look very well done, and I like the different settings from the world they have. And I would really like to see more of it. The iffy part I feel, of course, it's being a Netflix series, so it can feel limiting when in motion. While it doesn't look bad at all, it could definitely look a lot better. Some of the shots again just feel a bit quick. Having a few more lingering shots could have had certain impacts feel a lot better, especially when characters get hurt. I still think the style and all serves the series very well. Finally, this show is pretty good from what I've seen so far. The finale only made me want to see more and what would happen next. It's got some exciting moments that I hope more lore gets expanded on, and the potential to be a great series that I can definitely see many seasons to. I just hope it gets the chance to see the light of day. With so many Netflix shows ending after 2 seasons max, this is definitely one of the shows I want to see a complete story for. What do you all think of this series so far? Are you liking it? Are you a fan of the source material? Do you want to see more seasons? Let me know.